I'm live. Somebody's missing in action. I did too, Manny. I think that might be a show JJ's doing, and maybe he's like struggling on ratings with the show, and he's asking me to come in. It's the only thing I can think of because I see it on my schedule. I got a show to do at like 1:00 tomorrow. Well, I could do it from fucking Charlottesville because that's where I'll be watching Virginia play Houston. I don't know if it's cold. I'm not going to go, but I got tickets. I'm here, boys. Bolivar, Manny, Mike, Kim. Everybody's in the fucking house. I like it. I like it, and I love it. And I want more of it. Yeah, so JJ just texted me or did something to me and said, I'm going to be 10 minutes late. I got called in for something important, which basically means to me he forgot to do the fucking dishes this morning, and his wife's got him doing dishes. So what do you think? Got the shave. I went today. I got a Somalian that does my shaves. She does my shaves, and I get like a haircut once a week. I just kind of like clean it up, just get the ears. Nick, what's going on? Nathan, all you guys, very good. Bolivar, Manny, Mike, I said it. So yeah, so he's like, hey, why don't you stall for some time till I get there? Like when you get here, the fucking show is gonna take off. Are you kidding me? All right, so a couple things. A couple things I wanted to talk about. People ask me NBA all the time. Some jerk off is going to come in here and say, I like an NBA game tonight. So I got NBA news for you. The Brooklyn Nets on December 10th, which was Saturday, sat 8 players, 8 starters, 5 starters, and the first 3 guys that come off the bench. Thanks, Manny. Appreciate it. This wasn't announced till about 40 minutes before the game started. So this is what happens in the NBA, and this is why you're insane betting it. Because once they announce the fucking no one's playing, what do people do? They've been Indiana. So you bet probably you bet New Jersey, Brooklyn at a small line, and then it goes the other way where it's like an 8-9 point swing, and they win outright. New Jersey wins straight outright after the announcement of all the players. You got to be out of your fucking mind about that sport. It was like an all-star game score, 130 something to 130 something. It's Bruce, it's bullshit though. I mean, I get it, but if you're the NBA and you're partners with DraftKings, you're partners with all these gambling sites, then this information's got to get out there. I mean, it has to. You can't just. It's fucking bullshit. Yeah, I think it was 136, 133. With 8 starters not even fucking dressed. Silly. I got a fun fact for you. A couple of fun facts. Hey, just in time for fun facts.
What exactly is fun facts?
Like every once in a while, I come up with a fact that's fun, like a weird thing that or just something that I noticed, take notice of. I was just talking about the NBA, but tell me this ain't a fun fact. The Redskins, or the Commanders, whatever the fuck you want to call them, are potentially going to be a 6th seed in the. If things were ended today, they'd be a 6th seed in the playoffs, which would have them go to San Francisco and play. They have to play San Francisco. If they're a 7th seed, they play the Vikings. Wouldn't you want to fucking lose to play the Vikings? Now, if it's that game, like they're playing the last game against Dallas, where it might not mean anything to Dallas, but I mean, if you're Washington, you got to say like, wait a minute, I want to play against that shit Viking defense.
Sure, but there's 4 games. There's 4 games left.
No, I mean, I'm saying at the end of today, I mean, it could easily wind up 10 different scenarios, but I mean, it could wind up that way. So that's a fun fact.
Yeah, as a Vikings fan, I definitely want to see the Giants.
The Giants are going to win a game for the rest of the year.
They might not, but I'll tell you what: if Seattle keeps losing, the Giants will sneak in. So I mean, the NFC is a shit show. I mean, Tampa's going to win that division under 500.
Well, yeah, it's all right. Brady, baby, he knows how to win. Just win.
I thought so. If I was opening the line, Dallas at Tampa, I'd have it like Dallas -4.5. It looks like it's going to wind up being like Dallas -7 on the road. If it hangs true, that line's going to start at 6.5.
Yeah. Nick, I made a tennis bet today that was you think there's match fixing? I don't know, but I had the easiest fucking tennis match I ever won at that today. Let me see if I can find the ticket. So my second fun fact is, if I was to tell everybody there's 40 bowl games, an hour before game time, just bet every fucking underdog because you'll get the best value. Just bet I don't care who the names of the team, just bet every fucking underdog blindly for $100 or $100,000. Doesn't fucking matter. I would say it's 100% that you show a profit. I would say it's 100%. I mean, I would think you'd show a big profit. I would think you'd show a real big profit. I don't know why.
I have a brief counterpoint. I think with the way the bowl games have been over the last 3 to 4 years with all these players opting out, I think if you bet every bowl game at open underdog, I think undoubtedly you'd have to feel really good about profiting at open. I think if you're betting them an hour before game time, I think at that point, all the players have already decommitted to games. The lines have moved because of it. I don't know the term for it because obviously you're betting on the fact that the news is going to be in most dogs' favor. With all the guys
did you know the best player for UAB wasn't playing? The running back, the kid that's responsible for like fucking 80% of their offense.
The UAB running back, something Brown, I saw played today. I thought he was their best back.
No. The guy that's entering the draft will probably be a fucking first. He'll probably be one of the top 5 backs taken. I mean,
I know. Well, I thought that was Brown for them.
No.
And Brown played.
He decided last night he wouldn't play. So.
But what I'm getting at is this news is usually found out, and lines move long before the actually comes out. Like I'm not saying I don't have any.
But this particular news came out last night. No one knew. The guy is in the Bahamas. He's sitting on the sideline with a fucking jersey on. And the reason the news didn't come out because he said that he wanted to sleep on it at the Atlantis hotel while he's shooting dice probably. But anyway, I knew he wasn't playing. So, I mean, I knew he wasn't playing. So I took it upon myself to bet Miami of Ohio first half.
Now, the question I have to ask you is, do running backs even matter?
Well, he's their best playmaker. He catches passes, he runs. He's their best player. When you get teams like UAB or any of these teams, and they got a guy that's like a difference maker. Yeah,
Dwayne McBride.
Yeah, McBride. So yeah, as far as my tennis guy, Nick, this was stealing Kalina today. You can see that. Parlayed that with fucking Miami of Ohio. And yeah, I did take Miami of Ohio for the game too. Yeah, I took Miami of Ohio again for the game too. Yeah, and I parlayed Kalina in Miami of Ohio first half or for the game. So yeah, I was on fucking point today. It was a good. It was pretty good.
It's good that you were on point today because geez, the two of us have been losing a ton of money over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's really weird because I like I said when I do these shows. There's a lot of games that I give out that win. I have no idea, and there's a lot of games I discuss and I lose, and because I don't rewatch them. How many times I call you up and I say, "Hey, what did I give out on the show?" And because we discuss a lot of games, like we were discussing with George about the Maryland game, right? Maryland UCLA, and that line moved really, really heavy, towards Maryland. I didn't understand why. I mean, UCLA is clearly the better team. But again, it's hard to win on the road. But if I saved you, I'm happy. But like again, that's why I like to me the records are. I'm live betting a game now. I mean, it's how you do it at the end of the week. I mean, but I do have a funny story, and maybe you could explain this to me. So I went to MGM, and had to cash some tickets because I had to cash my Argentina to get to the final ticket. That's when I bet all these stupid tickets. So a couple of friends of mine are there. There's 2 tables, a dice table. I don't want to fuck around. So come on, let's go. Let's play. Come play some dice. So I said, come on. I said, no. You know me. If the table's crowded, I don't go near it, right? So I could squeeze you in next to the fucking stick man. I'm like, no. I get my corner or I'm not fucking playing. So this Chinese guy now, Lee, he's a good friend of mine. We play. I see him all the time. I play poker with him, but he likes to throw dice. He speaks broken English. He's the guy. The funniest part about this guy is I met him about 15 years ago in Charlestown. And he'd get his chips and he'd throw $100 in. And he's like, $100 high. So they throw the dice and it was like a 10 or something.
Is he saying hard 8?
Yeah, he's in hard 8, right? So put me in a hard 8. And then then the couple of rolls go by, throws $100 or whatever. He said, $100 hard 8. And the guy throws in like a 5-3-8. And he's like, hey. He's like, what do you want? He says, $100 hop 8. So the guy's like, the pit boss says, look, man, we got a communication fucking issue. And he's like, sometimes you're doing, I don't know when you're saying hop 8 or hard 8, and it seems like it's always going your way, right? So I'm like, this fucking guy don't speak a lick of English, and he's got to deal with this. And I'm telling you, this is exactly how it went. About 20 minutes go by, $100 hop 8, right? Fucking boom, $100. Guy throws 2 4s, and the guy throws like a 5-3, and the guy puts it on the hard 8. He said, no. He said, no, pal. You said fucking hard 8. You said hard 8. So he said, no. I said hot 8. He said, well, I'm not paying you. All of a sudden, he looks at the dealer. He says, this is fucking bullshit. How the fuck do you not understand English? And he speaks perfect English. I look, I'm like, damn, you learned how to speak English really quick. So we became friends. I fucking loved it. But here's the guy that every time I see him, where were you? 4 o'clock in the morning, I walk in the place. 3 o'clock in the morning. Where was I when? Oh, about midnight. Guys shoot dice, 45 minutes. I said, why do you keep telling me this? I don't want to fucking hear it. Why do you keep fucking telling? Every motherfucking time this guy, he sees me is, Tuesday, June 8th, guy make all tall, small twice, or fire back. Like, who gives a fuck? Well, I mean, I never got that. Like, how am I supposed to feel? What am I supposed to say? Oh, thank you. So, it was fucking nuts. So it's just, I don't know why people do that. It drives me completely bananas. Why? Tell me.
Yeah. Why people go up to you or go up to anybody and talk about how hot the table is? Is that your question? When you weren't there to begin with?
Yeah, when I was there to begin with. And like today, so I was talking to Lee, and we were just sitting having coffee at a table that it was a crapless craps table, whatever. He calls it crap. His English ain't great, but it's fucking better than saying hi. Anyway, so we were just sitting having coffee, and he plays. So I said, I'll hang out with you, have coffee when you play. But he doesn't shoot, and I wasn't playing, and I don't shoot. I should say. So I said, so my friends are like, another 10. Joe, that's 4 10s, 8 4s. All the outside numbers are coming in. So I'm screaming over them. I said, who gives a fuck? I don't care. Leave me alone. And he's telling people, how much money do you think you'd have won? 20, 30, 40,000? How much do you think you'd have won? And I'm like, you ain't going to fucking give up, do you? And it drove me fucking nuts.
I think you, as a regular craps player, I think you just need to get more used to the fact that people are going to do that. I think it's just a natural human reaction to see someone who drops a lot of money on the table for someone else to say, hey, just so you know, the table's been really hot. I just think it's,
But I never got that. So the table's hot. So now all of a sudden, when is it going to get cold? I mean, I like the guys that stand next to you that sit there and they don't make a fucking bet. I'm like, well, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm waiting to shoot. And he's like, why? He's like, because I'm really good at shooting dice. And
well, those people you should be ignoring to begin with. Like that's.
Hey Eric, how are you, buddy? I said, so the fucking $82 in cash you bought in for, you're waiting to fucking shoot dice, and what is that, to put fucking gas in your fucking Cadillac?
Yeah, but you see, financials are relative to the individual. $82 to him might mean a lot more than 10 grand means to you.
It doesn't matter, but the guy's talking about the fucking game, and plus you know that you never pound your chest in front of gambling gods, never, because they will bend you over, grab your ankles, ram it in your left toilet.
We understand that, but how much percentage do you think of the common gambler thinks that?
Then they shouldn't be allowed in the fucking casino, or they should not be next to me.
I mean, then the casinos would have very few people in there. I mean,
all right. So let me get people to get mad at you. Argentina. Let's talk about World Cup Sunday first, then we'll get into shit that's going on. World Cup Sunday. You know, I told you what I bet. I told you I bet 10,000.
What if I told you I don't even know who's in the finals? What if I told you I don't even know who's in the finals for the World Cup?
I would say I can give a fuck. I would say that if you didn't, before the thing started, I told you to fucking put 10 grand on Argentina at plus 610, you'd have $61,000 Sunday at noon. But you don't listen to me. So, but anyway, we're good. We're in the finals. I got to the knockout stages. I got to the finals. I'm good. I'm fine. So the question we were discussing when you weren't in is you're holding a ticket that's worth $61,000. If Argentina beats France, you can get France plus 102 tomorrow. I mean Sunday. You can get them right now. Are you betting France and hedging your bet?
So if there's one thing I've learned from you, which I've manipulated in my own way, I no longer make future bets that I plan to hedge at some point. So
very good.
So I don't. If I was to listen to you and bet Argentina, I would have bet the right amount of money where I would have never felt like I needed to hedge at any scenario. Because if I felt like I needed to hedge, then I bet too much money. And I think that's a lot of people's problems because I think, and people do this and it's weird. Like I get why they do it because it obviously it gives them extra options. Like people will make a Sunday parlay in football and the last leg will be the Sunday night football game. And then they'll have a decision to make right in front of that Sunday night football game. Oh, do I hedge? Well, why are you even adding that game in there then? Like either make the bets you wanted to make and cash them, or like this whole like, look, I'll hedge as much as the next guy, but I'll hedge when I feel like I've overcommitted myself and now the odds are a little against me. You can't hedge a bet that you've had a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of conviction with. If you're thinking about hedging at any point, you very likely put too much money on it to begin with.
Possible, but here's the thing. what I never, and I discussed this on the last show. It's my motto: never make a bet you don't want to win. So if I would bet France, I wouldn't want to win that bet. That's silly. Why would I bet a game and root against it? That's silly. I don't want to win that bet. So, but I always say to people, like when you do a future, like last year when we bet Kansas, we bet a lot of money on Kansas to win it all. And everybody's like, hey, what do you want to do when they're playing? And I said, well, when you make a bet, if you make it a future bet, a team to win the national championship, a team to win the World Cup, a team to win the Super Bowl, and they get to the fucking game, isn't that what you want? I mean, you can't be in a better position. This is where you want to be. I made a 14 parlay. I won 3 of them. I got 1 to go. What do I do? Fucking get the rosary beads out and start praying. Well, you don't think I should buy this side back? Well, motherfucker, when you bet the game, you bet it because you wanted to hit 4 of them. You've hit 3 of them. The obstacle is fucking now over. You've done good.
Now, with that said, I do think you and me are in different categories than most because I think most of the people that opt to hedge are typically your guy or gal that's betting like $5 or $10 on a gigantic parlay every week and very rarely has that opportunity to even hedge late. So I think if you're somebody who's betting $10 or $20 and your net worth is, less than
it has nothing to do with net worth. You make a bet.
Well, it does because if you have a bet that's about to hit $100K and you have $6,000 in your bank account, I would say fucking hedge. Okay, the net worth does matter. Like, yeah, net worth doesn't matter if you're a rich guy going to a craps table with $20. But let me tell you something. Net worth matters if you're about to win $100K on a coin flip bet because you hit 12 bets before it. Net worth matters because at that point you should be hedging.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I guess. I mean, $100 grand for somebody who's betting $5. Yeah. I mean, but But yeah, and there are people. I mean, I know guys that just they bet $20 15-team parlays every week, and that's what they do. They say, you know what, I'm looking to catch lightning in a bottle 1 week, and I get that. But then when you get to that 14th game, you're like, oh, what do I do now? I mean, I guess that's the dilemma. You know, I don't know. I just
don't think there's right or wrong. I think if you're somebody that regularly bets futures with the idea that you want to hedge, I think that's a little weird, personally. But if you're somebody who makes your $100 a week parlays and occasionally catch lightning in a bottle where you have an opportunity to hedge, I mean, who am I to tell you not to? I don't know your financial situation. I mean, if 50 grand is going to change your life, you should probably hedge. I mean, bottom line.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that is the case. Yeah, I can understand that. So being on the topic, if you guys need to know, some of you guys I know are in on from the beginning on Argentina, but let me give you the options for Sunday, what you can and can't do. You can bet Argentina to win in regulation time. It's 90 minutes and get plus 182. You don't need to do that. That's silly. You can bet 90 minutes on a two-way line, which basically means if they're tied after 90 minutes, it's a push. That's fine. Or you can bet, and that would be a pick'em. I'm sorry, yeah, that's a pick'em minus 109. The most logical bet is to bet Argentina minus 122 to win the World Cup. If you haven't bet it yet, or if somebody said to me today, says you got a lot of money going on Argentina. What are you going to do? And I said, I'm going to root for Argentina. So you're not hedging, right? I said, hedging. I might bet more on Argentina. So and he's like, you're joking. I said, no, I mean, I'm not really fucking joking. He's like, you'd play 122 to win the whole thing. Well, yeah. I mean, I thought I like them to win. Why not? But I won't do that because it's a lot of money. I mean, it's a tremendous amount of money to win. So I'd be silly to do that. But I mean, I wouldn't bet the other team. I mean, why not? I don't know. I mean, that's just me. But yeah, the hedging thing, it fucking bothers me. I don't know why it bothers me. It just does.
Well, it bothers you because you can't relate. But I mean, we everybody sees the world from a different pane of glass, right? I think that I don't think it should bother you. I think you can try to help people that are doing it unknowingly. But I think it bothers you. It's probably part of the reason why you're on meds.
Yeah. How about the guy that online at the sports book, right? There you go, Wes. Put that fucking flag out there. Argentina got more fucking Italians per capita than the fucking United States. A lot of Italians in Argentina.
Oh, well, I can believe that.
No, it's true. I mean, it's probably one of the largest countries that they're not all fucking
the Paisans are out and about in Argentina.
Yeah, the fucking Columbus must have made a wrong fucking turn. Not Columbus, one of his fucking guys that were following the boat and fucking wound up in Argentina. That's what happened. Like, how you hear people that landed in Ellis Island. That's what New York has a very big Italian population, but so does Boston. So does you get all the port cities. There's a lot of Italians in New Orleans. I mean, fuck. That's because the guys that were driving them boats made a fucking sharp left and never wanted to. No, it's true. They Mobile, Alabama. I mean, there's Italians in them fucking places because they're just fucked up. The real fucked up ones wound up in fucking San Francisco. Like, can you imagine being in the wrong fucking ocean? Frisco's loaded with Italians. It's crazy. Any thoughts on Croatia-Morocco game, or is it a tough one? I don't know. I mean, the thing with that game is there? I'm never a big consolation game. I think they got rid of that in the NCAA because is there really any interest in it? Is it going to be a game where you're going to play maybe the people in their last World Cup or maybe some young people to look at them? You don't know what's going to happen there. Are they just going to open it up for the fans and be a bunch of goals scored? I don't know. Or are they just going to bet the fucking game and say, listen, let's bet it. Let's fix it. I mean, that whole fucking country and the whole getting the World Cup there and betting is all fixed anyway. So what the fuck? So yeah, isn't it a strange coincidence that the most flights, they added 5 flights per day from Buenos Aires, Argentina, to Qatar. 5 per day. No other country's done that. Strange fucking coincidence. And look who's in the final. Look who gets fucking penalty kicks every game. Messi just sitting there, just like fucking kicking a ball in the ocean. I mean, It's nuts.
Be nice for him to win. When obviously I'm an outsider looking in terms of soccer, and I don't act like I'm any type of soccer fan. But I do know that it seems like Lionel Messi's been plagued by subpar World Cup performances, especially with how elite of a player he's been for so long.
He's the best player ever. I mean, he's the best player. I mean, it's the same thing when like when LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, or whoever, no one's better than Gretzky. But my point is that with him and Ronaldo, it's always been this big thing. It's just Woods is the better player. Messi makes other people better, and he hasn't had he doesn't have exactly the greatest teams that he's played in the past. Some of them he's been in the finals. He's I don't know. Fuck soccer. That's Sunday. What's going on tomorrow? We got to get some fucking bets in for tomorrow, right? Did I just throw my bets out for tomorrow?
You got some NFL. You got 6 bowl games with multiple players opting out.
Yeah. I'm on top of that shit, Jay. I know you don't think so, but I'm on top of it. What
I don't get is, and I think we briefly discussed this, who exactly is making money in these bowl games? Because no one goes to the games. The star players never play in them. At some point,
did you see the attendance in the Bahamas Bowl?
It looked like 8 people. I don't know. I mean, it looked like
it wasn't 8 people. It was less than that. Sue, she's not here today. I told the story. She went to the Bahamas Bowl, right? And she was hearing screeching on the tires from the road because there was not one fucking person. The only person that was there was Ben Roethlisberger, who was on the fucking sidelines. There wasn't one fan. There wasn't anything. And also, if somebody did their homework, they would know that the sunlight was beaming on the fucking bench on UAB. The hot sun, fucking Miami, Ohio, got to sit in the shade. Fucking, they were like lobsters. They got worn out. They got tired.
Eric said 15K attended, but I presume that stadium can hold a lot more than 15K.
No. Eric, listen to me. The stadium holds 15,000. There wasn't 15 people that attended. Trust me. Now, I watched it. I've been there. I've been in the Bahamas when this game. My casino host in the Bahamas, would offer passes. Didn't even have seats, just field fucking passes. When Sue went, there was no seats. She just walked in. She just walked into the fence. And she walked in. She was sitting next to the offensive coordinator. I'm not lying to you. She'll tell you. If she comes, she'll tell you. There is no fucking. There's no tickets of anything. Yeah, you need 5 fucking.
You made it sound like Sue didn't even need a ticket. She just hopped the fence and boom, she was in the game.
Didn't have to hop the fence. The fence was open. It was right next to the dumpster. She walked right in. I'm not kidding you. I'm telling you. Our goes, they always jack up the number. Well, jacking up the number from 15,000 to fucking 0. I mean, you don't want nobody there. Now they might have been given each school, some ticket money, but they didn't sure if I could take advantage of it. I can promise you that. All right, so we're gonna let's do this. Let's go over some games. I think on. Let me tell you what I did in the members card, and I'm going to give you a Pepto-Bismol upset special. How do you like that? I'm going to do that. Did you hear about my schedule for next week? I'm doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm off the entire next. I will be gone. So Friday, I think I'm going to do a 2-hour show. You're welcome to join me, and we'll go over all the balls from Christmas to New Year's because these guys will get the fucking shakes. Count me in. Tomorrow, I'm going under 64.5 in BYU SMU. Why? Because every time I bet over on these two fucking teams, they go under. Simple. It's fucking 64.5.
When I saw you bet that, I'm not saying I questioned it because that's a bigger number than people think in college. I think we get so used to seeing totals in the high 60s and low 70s in college that we forget how actually big a 64.5 total is. But yeah, as far as like plays per game, it's going to be a track meet in terms of how quickly these guys snap the ball. But I agree with you that it just seems like these teams both piss down their leg as they get closer and closer to the red zone.
Exactly. I've seen that with BYU, and I've seen it with both teams. And these are teams that are visually in my mind seeing, getting the ball first down, and then and also too, they run up, do this hurry up offense, right? And you're thinking that you're running all these big plays, and then all of a sudden they get to the line, right, within like fucking 10 seconds. Then all of a sudden he looks to the sideline. Fucking I get a delay game call on a hurry up offense. How the fuck you get a delay game call on a hurry up offense? He winds up doing all this bullshit, and the next thing you know, it's a delay game. on a hurry up offense. Nah, fuck that. They ain't scoring that many points. No way. Louisville, Cincinnati. That's an interesting game. The Louisville coach is going to Cincinnati. The Cincinnati coach is went to Wisconsin. I mean, that's like a weird fucking scenario that these two teams are playing each other, and the fucking coach for Louisville took the Cincinnati job. But he said he's not going to be nowhere near the state. He's not going to the game. He's not doing anything. That's fucking bizarre.
Is Cunningham playing? Is Cunningham playing for Louisville? Cunningham, the quarterback?
Yeah, as far as I know, he is. Yeah, they're a 1-point favorite. I mean, I know they're better at home. I know they're a really solid home team. That's take a shot with Louisville -1. Why not?
So Nathan's saying Cunningham's out, which makes sense because when he's out, the totals for those games are always low, which makes sense because the total's like 43 or 44. And not to say his backup's bad or anything, but he's a huge upgrade. I mean, yeah. When I saw one, I'm like, I don't think he's going to be playing.
Yeah, maybe he is out. I mean, I didn't. To me, it doesn't matter because these things are happening all the time. I mean, it's just like I'm watching this UT San Antonio game, right? And like there's supposed to be like a ton of offense in this game, and there's more picks in the end zone and fucking safeties and just like fucking silly shit. There've been 3 fucking balls picked off in the end zone. Insane. Yes, Don, I have one basketball play that I played tonight. I bet Xavier -6 for the first half and -10.5 for the game. In case you do not believe me, I actually have a parlay with Carolina, who won today, and Xavier -10.5. It's a $1,200 parlay to pick up 38.70. So yes, I'm on Xavier. So, yeah, Xavier -10.5. Like that play. But then again, I don't trust these outlets. I mean, the guys playing are they in, they out? Who fucking knows? Who cares? Washington State, Fresno. What do you think?
I'll be honest. I've bet very few Fresno games this year. I bet a bit of Washington State. I don't know enough about the teams, but I definitely leaned Washington State. That's for sure. I mean, that was where I think I fired. Let me see.
Yeah, I fired 4.5. I got a bigger school playing conference.
Yeah. I bet a bunch of games tomorrow. Washington State was one of the games I bet.
Nathan, yeah, I'm probably about a 15-minute drive from the University of Georgetown, so I mean, I get to see them a lot. So I've done pretty well playing Georgetown. So playing against them, I should say. But yeah, I mean, I played on them and won and against them. But for the most part, they're horrible. Xavier's a good fucking team. They can score. Georgetown can't. So I bet Georgetown -6 first half, -10.5 for the game. That's what you want to know. But I did pull
to your point on this game, there's been 7 turnovers in this game and 3 total points off 7 turnovers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's fucking crazy. It's bizarre. Like you've asked me, it's like, how do you see this stuff? Like, how don't you get mad? I can't get mad because I see it all the time. So it's like when you're used to something, right? It's like the first time I was ever in jail, right? Guy comes up to me and says, "Look, you got 2 options here. You can go to like C block, where there's guys, they're gonna fuck you in the ass. But your option is you can take the guys with the small dicks and let them work their way up and loosen you up, or go to the Mandingo wing and have the guys with the big black pricks. Bam, it'll hurt once, but the rest of it's easy. You make the choice." So it's a matter of, not that I've done it, but what I've understand. I'm on under 56 in the Utah.
Actually, they just said it. I misread it. It's 7 turnovers with 7 total points off 7 turnovers in this game.
Yeah. So we were just talking about. Don't make me a liar here. I was telling JJ that when you were in the Bahamas at the Bahamas Bowl, that I think it was you that told me this. I'm pretty sure it was that because I watched it today. There was nobody at the fucking game. There was 0 people in the stands. Didn't you say you just walked in and there was like a fucking door opener or something, or like you went through a fence when you were in the Bahamas? These are early balls are poop fest. Yeah, but I mean, it's still football. So because I know you went to the game, if you can enlighten us, there was like, I think you said you just fucking walked in, like off the street, if I remember correctly. But put the vodka down and tell us. when you get a chance. Yeah, so I'm on Washington State. I like that. Pepto-Bismol upset special. Rice is plus 6.5 points. If you take 6.5 points, you're a yellow belly fucking coward. Because you can take plus 210. They're going to beat Southern Miss. I said it. It's my Pepto-Bismol upset special for tomorrow. See, it was so. She says, JD saying, "Oh yeah, I'm sure they just like fucking leave the doors open and let people in." I said, "I'm telling you, she was there. She fucking walked through. It was like a dumpster and a fucking fence. You were on the field." She doesn't believe anything I say. Why doesn't I think Florida could hang? I think Florida could hang with Oregon State, and they might even beat them. No security, no nothing. Just walking. See, I'm not making it up.
So I definitely differed with you there. I bet Oregon State first half. I think Florida State, in theory, can. Oregon State's off.
Florida. It's Florida, not Florida State.
Oh, Florida, yeah. So Florida, I don't know if you know this, they have absolutely one of the worst defenses in all of D1 football. And Oregon State, Oregon State runs the football against everybody. So you talk about a trenches mismatch defensively. Oregon State should be able to run all over Florida. Now, if Florida can score, obviously that'll make it better. But they're not going to have the quarterback, so he's not playing, and he's one of the better quarterbacks in the nation. And you were just quoted saying how you cared so much about a running back today. You should care about one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC not playing. So yeah, I'm more on the Oregon State side in that one. I bet him first half because I know Oregon State hasn't played the same caliber of opponents Florida has.
Well,
Florida
that's just it. Good.
No, go ahead.
You're fucking fading out. I'm just saying that, I understand Florida is shit. They're not what they used to be. But then again, you're playing Alabama, you're playing Georgia, they're playing a lot of potent offenses. And I'm not saying, they're not potent in the Pac-12 or whatever it is. I don't know. I just think, the team's got to have some pride getting points like that. Maybe they show up. I mean, who the fuck knows? I just can't lay 10 points.
I'm not saying Florida can't outpace that team.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably be wrong,
or even
but here's another one: North Texas State. And I know this. I hate the coaching things. It's another reason today. It seemed like UAB was really, really pissed off that their coach was gone, and they had these like real emotional things, and they don't want fucking Trent Dilfer to be the coach. They want this guy who's been a UAB guy, and this guy got a real raw deal. It was an interim coach. The program was in shambles at the beginning of the year. Guy quits or gets fired. He comes up, runs a few wins together. They think the job was his. Everybody liked him. Then boom, then Trent Dilfer comes in off the fucking street, and then bam, next thing you know, he's the fucking he's the coach. So yeah, it was kind of silly, but it was true. So he got the job, and they didn't really play well. But yeah, like I know the North Texas thing, but see, North Texas is basically playing a home game, and Boise's another team. They can remind me of BYU. They're a fucking team that they're aggravating. They look good certain games, and certain games they just fucking don't show up. So if they're not going to show up, I figure they may not show up on the other team's home fucking field. North Texas. I mean, I'll take a shot with the dog. And again, I'm going to be pretty pro dog a lot. I'm not going to do what I said. I bet every dog to make a little bit of a profit, because I mean, I do have to take a side and take an opinion on some of them. But I think North Texas can be fine. It's what I think.
I hate Boise's quarterback. I don't think he can throw. And North Texas is a bit of a ball hawking defense. But they play at a blaze, which is going to speed Boise up, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I think it's a good thing.
It might. Yeah, I'm with you though. I wouldn't bet Boise. I definitely wouldn't lay the points.
I would never bet Boise. No. All right, we got NFL Saturday. I hate saying this, but I fucking dropped the hammer and bet the Vikings -4. I must be mad at my money. I know, but I'm saying to myself this: if the Vikings can't win on a Saturday at home against the fucking Colts, then they better not even show up in a playoff game. I mean, this is a spot where they have to fucking show up. I mean, there's no question. So I'm going to go that direction, and I'm going to.
Do you know based on just numbers alone, the Jacksonville Jaguars are basically the exact same team as the Minnesota Vikings? I mean, if you take,
they are probably a better defense though.
Like per play. Like for me, Jacksonville and Minnesota are completely even teams. Like if you put them on a neutral, it's a pick 'em. And Jacksonville's 4-9, and Minnesota's 10-3.
Okay, but Jacksonville now is playing better. But understand something too. Jacksonville is playing in obviously the worst fucking division there is. Okay, I get it, but I think they're a better team. They might be today, even though the record shows you, because Jacksonville's playing a lot better. And Minnesota is just, when they win, they're lucky to win. And when they lose, there's no reason for them to lose to the fucking.
Yeah, Minnesota is still 8-0 in one-score games, or no, I guess because they backdoored a touchdown. I guess that would make them 8-1 in one-score games against Detroit. But they're just winning close games. Like if Minnesota could very easily be 4-9 right now, like very easily, because like 8 of their wins are within 3 points or less. They have a negative point differential, or they almost have a negative point differential.
They do have one. They do have one. They do have a negative. And it's not even like a point. It's like 30-something points. Because they said there's never been a team.
They were plus 10 going into last week, and now they're probably like
they were plus 10.
They're 8 games over 500. Like
I understand that, but
they should be a lot more than plus 10.
I thought they were negative. I thought they were like sadly
they were negative. They were negative like two games ago. But they won a close game and now they lost. But yeah, I don't know what the exact. I guess I'll pull it up, but I'm pretty sure they're probably like +2 or +3 point differential. But yeah, they're just not a very good team. The only team they'd be favored against, in my opinion, of all the wild cards, is the Giants. Every other team, maybe Washington, they'd be like a 1 or 2 point favorite. But to me, they're a worse team than almost every wild card team that's fighting right now. They're fun to watch. They're fun to watch. They have the best receiver in football.
Eric, I'm going to answer this question for you. Whoever told, and I get this all the time. People ask me this question. I heard you get about $50,000 in the Bahamas easily. They told me they gave me a limit of fucking $3,000 for the trip. The trip. I'm there 4 fucking days. Okay, I'm there 4 days. I bet $1,000 on a fucking game, and I went. I just had gotten in. I wanted to bet like 3,000 more, and he said, "I'm sorry, limit's 3,000." I said, "All right, well, give me 3,000." Said, "No, you already bet 1,000. You got 2 more. You give me a $3,000 limit for a day? No, it's for the fucking trip." I think it's a William Hill. I think it's a William Hill, but the thing there is, like, if you're in the Bahamas, you couldn't bet that game today. You couldn't bet. They wouldn't take a bet on it. Their rules are so fucking terrible. When you go there, they want you to put money up and buy an app. I got to know the manager there, so when I do go, I can squeeze out $3,000-4,000 on a game during football. But in college basketball, I think it's a $250 to $500 limit on MAC games. No first halves. Not gonna fucking send my wife or get some fucking hobo off the street to get me a ticket. It's horrible. Fuck that.
Let me ask you this in regards to Minnesota. And look, it was the one teaser I bet all weekend. I took the Colts to 10.5 and over 40.5 in that game.
Well, I think you're okay over 40.5. You're probably okay with 10.5. I can't see the Vikings not.
They could definitely win. Obviously, it makes sense. Ultimately, I look at this team. I watch them every week. Obviously, they're my team. They're going to have to make me a believer. I don't think they can win a game by more than 1 score. I don't like they go up 2 scores, they go up 3 scores. Their defense starts doing nothing, and offenses come right back into the game, or they're trailing most of the game, and they, in a miracle fashion, they come back and win. It's just they're just a super frustrating team to watch. But defensively, they're literally the 30th ranked defense in all football. They're just a bad defense.
No, and look, a score. I guess winning by 6 is a score, right? Or 7, that's a score. That's fine.
8, I'd even argue 8.
8's a score. Yeah. I think if it's any other team, it's not like the Colts are a juggernaut on offense that they, hey, you know what? Let's go fucking punch for punch with them. I don't think the Colts can do that. But then against that defense, anybody can. But I just think you get the best of you get the best of it there. Just take the Vikings in game or pass. You can probably pick them up at -130 or better at halftime. You can probably take the in game over 37-38. Well, it depends, Jeremy. It's my son gambles like that. I can't. he usually gets really good numbers when he in-game bets, when he does the in-games on totals. What happens with me is if I'll do that, and it'll be 7-7, 4 minutes into the game, and now instead of laying over 44, I'm laying over 58. I hate that. So that just doesn't ever works for me with in-game totals. I mean, I would think the Vikings at home would come out quick. Don't you think? I said, yeah, let's get out here. Let's do this. But the other game, I'm not even going to give it as an official play. This is probably a fade. I cannot win with the fucking Ravens. I cannot win with them. Their quarterback is out. I bet against them last week, and they fucking win. I bet on them when they're supposed to blow a fucking team out, and they have a two. I was saying last week, Chad. Do you know that the Ravens had a lead in the fourth quarter in every fucking game this year?
I know for a fact that they blew
every game.
I know 3 double-digit leads they blew. I don't know every.
They were leading in the fourth quarter in every single game they played. That's insane.
To me, that's a scary team. Like that's a team that's playing a lot better. That's not, to me, that's like the exact opposite of the Vikings. A team that's playing really good for most of the game and shitting themselves late. That's a team I wouldn't want to play in the playoffs. I'll tell you that, especially with Lamar Jackson back.
Always fear the unknown. When team that you can't put a handle on, or when the coach can't put a handle on, or the team can't put a handle on themselves, you never know, because they could win or lose a game by 20 fucking points either way.
I'll tell you something, Eric. I haven't bet it yet because just based on that narrative alone, I feel like I'm going to be able to get a better number waiting. I think one of my favorite bets of the weekend is going to be over tomorrow in the Dolphins game, Dolphins-Bills. Everybody's talking about the snow. The wind is 10 to 15 miles an hour, which is nothing. And Josh Allen has one of the strongest arms in the league. He'll be able to easily cut through that snow. To me, Bill Belichick used to say this best, like snow helps offenses. Like
it does. You know where you're going. Try backpedaling as a cornerback or a safety in the snow. You know what it's like? It's like fucking walking on marbles.
I'll never forget that Brady game. That Brady game. We were in the Bahamas. It must have been, maybe that was 2010, maybe, 2009, where the Patriots played Washington, and the snow, and everybody was like, "Oh, we got to bet the under." Look at it, it's a blizzard. It was like 4 inches of snow on the ground. The Patriots are still scoring. I think they won like 53 to 7, 52 to 7.
They put a half 100 up on.
Brady threw for like 450 yards in that weather. Like.
Yeah, and another thing too. I mean, last I checked, I'm not a big Aaron Rodgers fan, but I mean, he posts some pretty good fucking home numbers in really bad weather. I mean, it's not like he plays in the fucking Bahamas or in a dome. I mean, there's some wind and cold and snow, and he manages to get fucking. If you know how to play in that weather, it's not. Excuse me. Oh boy, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think they adjust the line accordingly to that. So I think people hear snow and shit like that, and automatically you're going to lose a few points. And if you're an under better, so that's what I think. Sunday, here's my take on Sunday. Why would I not bet the Lions? They're playing great football. I bet them on the money line last week. I'm going to bet them on the money line this week. The quarterback that there's not a person the Jets likes. I mean, the guy, they hate this motherfucker. He didn't own up for the loss. He put the fucking finger on the defense and everybody else. Now they're going to play for him. He's going to be the quarterback because they ruled the other guy out. So you got Zach Wilson playing quarterback. The Goff is playing great. The team is playing good. I mean, they're in the playoff hunt. I'll put it this way, they could still lose one game.
Just to be clear, both teams are in the playoff hunt.
What's that? No, I understand, but what I'm saying is, I mean, everybody's already got the Jets in. You know what I mean? It's like they're not playing some punk ass team. Their Lions are good and they're hot. I like the Lions there. The Rams Packers. I don't know. I mean, I think if at 7.5, maybe that kid does something. Maybe he shows up for the Rams. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I mean, Baker Mayfield may show up. Give him 7.5 points. I mean, he pulled an upset last week. I know it's not an easy place to play, but Green Bay is not exactly a fucking murderer's row. I think I would take the points there.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't even know why the Rams are trying to win football games, but yeah, I mean, I don't mind it, especially. But I mean, the Packers have seemingly found something though. This has looked like a different team the last 2 weeks than all season. But yeah, it's a big number. It's a big number. I don't mind it. As for the Jets game, the only thing I would say is, and I get it, I hate Zach Wilson, so you don't have to convince me to bet against the Jets if he's your quarterback. I've hated him since he came into the league, but Jared Goff is an awful quarterback on the road. Absolutely abysmal on the road. And the Jets' best part about the Jets is their defense. I don't, not to say that obviously the playmakers are outweighed on Detroit's end. And you add in the point though about the Jets, and maybe they don't even want to play for the kid. I wouldn't want to play for the kid, but
no,
I don't know why they didn't start Flacco. Like, why would they even start that?
Flacco is so horrible. Flacco is so horrible. It's you know.
But if you remember, like earlier in the year, like this offense was moving the football with Flacco as quarterback. Like they were moving the football. Wilson was just a turnover machine.
Yeah.
But look, the Jets have a ton of playmakers. They have a ton of playmakers to make quarterbacks to look better on the group. But I hate Zach Wilson. I mean, I'll likely not bet the game now. I missed the boat anyway because since I don't know if you noticed, since Zach Wilson's been named the starter, the line shifted 3 points negatively for the Jets. So the Lions are now a minus 125 favorite. They were plus 125 like a few days ago. But I got Flacco's a good quarterback, but give me him over Zach Wilson any day. Zach Wilson sucks.
I don't know. He just gets he gets sacked so many times. Guys, like I say, all the ball stuff. I mean, again, we're talking about stuff. Every game I talked about could win. Every game I could talk about could lose. I don't know, but like what's in my eye right now, and these are, I told you about my board: Cornell, Syracuse, Villanova, St. Joe's, Temple, Ole Miss, UCLA, Kentucky, Davidson, Purdue, UConn, Butler, Wake Forest, Rutgers, Providence, Seton Hall, Houston, Virginia, North Carolina, Ohio State. Those are the games that are on my board without lines. Lines aren't even out yet. I have heard that Houston will be a favorite against Virginia, and that will only be the case is if Beekman doesn't play. If Beekman plays and they still make Houston a favorite, it would be the biggest fucking mistake they've ever made, because Houston should not be a favorite in that building where they win fucking 90% of their games. So if I'm hearing right that they're going to put Houston as a small favorite, that means Beekman won't play, and he's a difference maker. I was going to go. Me and Sharon were going to go to the game, but it's fucking cold. I mean, I don't like cold weather, so I could sit home and not go. Sit on the fucking couch. But yeah, so yeah, those are some of the things. Just so you guys know, you're gonna Cornell Syracuse tomorrow. It's about 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. It's gonna be a really big total, and it will be for a reason. Cornell can shoot like a motherfucker. They can shoot like a motherfucker, and so that game could be 90-90 or something, 98-9. That could be a fucking nutty game. But UConn 8.5 tomorrow. Yeah, it could be.
I can tell you what that line's going to be.
Against Butler, UConn against Butler 8.5. UCLA 1.5.
That total will be 150 tomorrow. Cornell State.
I know you said you liked. Who's my favorite college basketball analyst? I just know Ty. He's a friend of mine. I don't. I'll be real honest with you. I watch fucking games on mute. I mean, like, I'm really good friends with Mike Patrick. He's one of my neighbors from ESPN. He did Monday Night Football for years. He's about as most knowledgeable guy I'll have ever met. So I mean, he's retired now, but yeah, he's. So UCLA is -5. Is that what you're saying, Bobby? Against Virginia, at Virginia. I get an update that Beekman's not playing, then that's fucking all bets are off. I'll fucking pound Virginia. But if he's not, I won't touch the game. Houston's overrated anyway. They're fucking very overrated. So yeah, I do expect points to be scored in the Cornell game, but that's all going to depend on the line. Syracuse 151.5.
I told you.
Where can I find 151? Where can I find 151.5 right now? I will fucking sell my future grandson's fucking college fund.
It's got to be available. I mean,
I'm doing other shit. So I mean,
your friend Ken Palm has it at 150.
He does, really. Did these guys know that Ken Palm and my wife went to high school together, and they had the lockers. Their lockers in high school were right next to each other, and they know each other really, really well. So, and I don't know, about 7 or 8 years ago, me and JJ were talking like Ken Palm, and she's like, then she saw the last name. She's like, I know him. So I'm like, what do you mean you know him? She's like, he's a friend of mine. So you're friends with Ken Palm? And it's like, well, I'm so much friends with him. I went to high school with him, and both of our last names started with a P, so we were the next locker over. So yeah, she knows, she's pretty good. Houston is -120 money line. Okay, that would make more sense. I thought you said -5. I was like, no, they can't be 5 points favored against Virginia. I don't know. If I get an update, I'll put it this way, guys. If Beekman is playing for Virginia, fucking bet them. They'll beat Houston. Nobody goes to John Paul Jones Arena, and there were some pretty big Duke teams and pretty big fucking Carolina teams that went in there and couldn't fucking win a game there. So it's a very, very tough place to play. And if Virginia's at full strength, I mean, fuck, I don't think Virginia needs to be at full strength to beat them, but I sure as hell wouldn't want to, be at half strength. So yeah, I would definitely take a look at that one. DK Virginia. Oh, it's a DraftKings Virginia.
So yeah, I guess just to round out for tomorrow for NFL, I did same game teaser those two with Colts 10.5 over 40.5, and then I haven't bet it yet because I do think the snow narrative is going to drive that money under, but I will be betting. We'll call it sub 43 over Buffalo Miami tomorrow. And because there are people that are like, oh, Tua has been figured out. McDaniel's too smart of a coach offensively, and Buffalo should be able to do whatever they want against Miami defensively. I don't care that it's snowing. It's not windy. Wind is something you'd be concerned about when it's heavy. 10-mile-an-hour winds is nothing. I think there's going to be a lot of points in that game. So, yeah, I'll wait to bet it, get a better number, but because I'd be foolish not to. But, yeah, I'll be betting it over.
I'll tell you a little bit. Again, I not usually I really kind of stand by, like, I love this game and then give you a bunch of stats and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I got a ton of money fucking riding on a World Cup game on Sunday. I've been doing really, really well with tennis and with I know you guys are gonna laugh, but South Korean basketball. I fucking kill that fucking sport. I mean, I kill it. And and I like college basketball. So like I know I'm looking at the bowl lineup tomorrow. It's like, oh, at 11 o'clock Cincinnati, 12 to 2:30 Florida, Oregon State, 3:30 Washington State. And again, there's a chance I might not bet any one of these. I mean, there might be. There's a chance that I won't. I'm not saying I will or I won't, but I mean, if something comes up in college basketball that I see is like, why not? Why not take it? How about Incarnate Word against North Dakota State tonight? Total of 70. That should be a fucking grinded out fucking rock fight. 70. That's tonight. Wow. It's a lot of citizens of the age on the age 45. Be careful. I never laugh at a sport if someone is making money. Kim, it's not that. I don't. It's really funny because I just find weak numbers on it. I think that if I follow these teams, and I in-game bet these things, and I just do well with it. I mean, I don't love it. I don't, and again, I'm not a guy that's sitting on Sunday, like, pulling up the, getting the Fritos and, putting on a recliner and watching fucking NFL football. My son will tell you, he's like, what are you doing? It's like 10 to 12. Like, he'll do a show and he's like, it's almost 1 o'clock. What are you doing? I said, I'm going to fucking sleep. He's like, when do you get up? I said, when the fucking games are over. And I'll just do the squeeze. Speaking of which, am I on your show tomorrow? Am I doing a show with you tomorrow?
No, you don't have to. I was gonna talk more in detail on just the NFL games tomorrow. That's it. I'll talk on Sunday.
What time is that?
12 o'clock.
I mean, if you need a ratings boost, I'll show up.
I mean, it's up to you. All I'm going to do is just talk briefly on the 3 games because we already talked about them here, but I'm going to talk on Sunday slate. I figure because I don't think I'm going to have a college show because the bowl games are a joke. I'm going to, like we just talk a little on college. We already talked college bowl games here. I'm just going to talk and really NFL Sunday because I don't usually do a Sunday show, but I usually don't have Saturday available because I'm usually doing a college show. So no college show.
You're doing it alone?
That's at 12 o'clock. Yeah. You want to join in? Pop in.
So basically you need me and I'll do it. That's all
you need me.
You need me. It's fine. I mean, look, I'm here to help. Dads do.
Without you, there'd probably be a lot of awkward silences. It'll probably be, just a weird show to watch being me alone.
Yeah. All right, I'll show up tomorrow for the show. I'll be there, and we'll. And you know what? If guys just tune into the show because there'll be some basketball lines that'll be out, and there'll be games I'll be working on throughout the night. So yeah, I mean, you might hear. I will join them. You'll hear them talking about football and shit like that, but I'll come up with some fucking college baskets for us, some shit like that. And fuck them bowl games in NFL. But we'll come up with some good stuff for that. Maybe even a tennis match. Wait a minute. I think I might have a tennis match already in the fucking pipeline. You gotta stay tight, guys. Stay tight. Stay tight. Gotta fucking no. Oh wait a minute. I had one. Oh, coming right back with Carolina tomorrow.
I like her.
I fucking pounded her today.
I haven't been watching tennis. I don't know what her current form is, but I know
She's playing great. Kalinina, Kalina. She's playing Towson, Clara Towson.
Towson's a beast, but Carolina's like a little firecracker.
The match is picked. It's -110 each way. But I'm gonna play Carolina. She won for me today. She didn't have to really break a sweat. She got broken a couple times, but that was gonna happen. But she broke. She broke this girl a few times, won straight sets. Wasn't a big sweat. So I mean,
Towson would have to serve out of her mind to beat her. Which she can, but she'd have to.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Which is she fucking, what do you call it? She can break it. I mean, Carolina can break it. So yeah, and then we'll do that. Another thing too, we got tennis season begins in January. Aussie Open. I will definitely have some futures on that, and I'll be talking a lot of that. So we'll do that. But yeah, I'll go on the show. We'll talk. I'll pop in and help you out. Instead of talking about these fucking stupid bowl games. But guys, get on Xavier tonight. First half in game. The only game that I'm really going to take a strong position on is my Pepto-Bismol Ultimate Special Rice. I'm going to take 6.5 for a normal bet. Then I'm going to take a 50% of my normal bet and put it on +210 on the money line to beat Southern Miss. So everything else I've talked about. I mean, I like their discussions. They're okay. But I mean, this is what we're going to do. So let's fucking do it. All right. I think we've done an hour. Shit.
Yeah, we have done an hour. We have done an hour. All right, folks. If you enjoyed it, great. Thank you. Always appreciate you guys hanging out.
No, I ain't supposed to say like thumbs up. Can I say go fuck yourself now?
Yeah, you could end it. We will be back here tomorrow at 12 talking really NFL for Sunday and obviously a bit of Saturday.
College basketball, tennis, fucking fencing, lacrosse, real sports.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys. Thanks for showing up. How many people viewing? What's our friend? Huh?
45.
Damn. You're really bringing me down. All right. Guys, be good. Have a good weekend. Christmas is a week away. Save your gambling money and buy your family something nice.
Wow, look at you giving some good family type advice.
Because I'm looking for something. I'm freaking drop a hint to you.
All right, folks. Yes, as always, gamble responsibly, stay safe. As always, of course, run pure. We'll be back tomorrow at 12. You want to say your final line?
Everybody have a great day. As always, enjoy your Friday. If you're going to fuck a skank, put a rubber on. And as always, go fuck yourself. Who's ending it? You or me?